Prabhat, right? So starting from Joika, please give your introduction.
Good morning, sir. I think I did my schooling from St. Joseph School, Sonare, and then after that, I did my college from Elite Academy, and and this year only I have completed my masters from Kaziranga University. This is all about.
Okay, good. Then Prabhat, you may give your introduction.
Good afternoon, sir. Currently, I'm working as a postgraduate teacher for the subject informatics practices in Army Public School, Jorhat. So I did my masters from Disam Kaziranga University and bachelor's also from the same university, and HS from Assam Rifles Public School, and high schooling from St. Mary's High School. So this is all about it, and actually, I'm completely fascinated towards teaching. So that's why I'm currently into this. Before that, I was also working as a software developer in one of the companies, IT companies. So right now, I'm into Kazan University once again, and currently pursuing PhD from the Assam Kazan University. That's it.
Good. Okay, Mainul, Hog, you may give
Hello,
your
sir. Good
introduction.
morning. Yeah.
Good
Uh,
morning.
good morning and good morning to everyone. My name is Mainul Haq. I'm actually working as an assistant professor at Leedikin College, Shillong from past 10 years. And I've completed my Madurai. So, so I'm here and applied for the PhD and looking forward to do something in data mining. Thank you.
Okay, good. So thank you all of you. And the next thing is that while going for PhD research, then first we need to identify what is our research interest. I hope up to now, all of you have made the decision that what is your area of interest, right? In PhD, basically we deal with particular specialization. We try to explore more and more about that and try to bring some innovative ideas to tackle some problems related to that. I hope you all know that. So, what's your area? What's your area of interest? Jika, have you found something that you can say that that is your area?
Face recognition.
Yeah, that falls under computer vision. Okay, whenever we go for the face recognition, so that is broadly in the computer vision where we will employ some digital image processing techniques, right? So
So,
that your area will be computer vision under AI. And Mainul Haq, have you recognized some such area of interest for your
Uh,
research?
yes, actually, my broad area, I'm just looking for data mining. And the area which I'm looking exactly to work on is sentiment analysis. So,
Sentiment
where,
analysis.
yes, the machine learning and NPL will be used extensively.
Okay, good. Then we have Prabhat. Have you made such decisions about your area of interest?
Yes, sir. Kind of. Actually, I'm interested towards since I've done my master's project on IoT data, as well as I have been working for IoT for the past couple of 2 years. So I'm interested in capturing those data that are being recorded from IoT devices and analyze those data and find the hidden patterns from those data that is being captured from the IoT devices.
Okay. So basically your area is under IoT, right? And
Yes.
if you go for the analytics portion, that also belongs or a part of the data analytics.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The reason I have asked this area of interest because this is your elective subject, and another option is also there. I think cloud computing, right? So data mining is somehow related to each of your research work. Now, in this course of data mining, we just don't go like classroom-based means lectures. Here, my approach will be what I will deal with some topics, and after that, because you have seen that this is of 2 hours long, so after that, I will give you some assignments, right? So you have to go through assignments. Of course, that will help you, no doubt. Okay, and you need to just means send me the completed assignments to my mail ID, or whenever you will get the KU email IDs, one Google Classroom will be assigned to you. Okay, there I will post such assignments. Right now I have created one group. I think all of you being assigned already there in the group, PhD data mining. Yes, yesterday I have created that group. Hello, are
So
you
I have
there? Or
not been added to that group. Yes, sir. So I have not been added to that group.
okay, so do one thing. Uh,
Yes, sir.
you give your number that is in that is the WhatsApp number. Okay, so that I can add it to that group.
So where should I give you the number?
Just you, just a minute. Yeah, you tell me your number right now.
So 700
700.
56
Yes, 56
700 56 577
577
24.
24.
Yes, sir.
70056577724. Is it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. I have sent that number to the group. Juhika and Prabhat, you are, I think, already there in the group. Please add this number to the group.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So let's come back to the course curriculum. And first, I am going to give some introduction on the about the data, and sequentially we go for all the means modules that first about only that. Then we come to the data modeling techniques. That we come to the data pre-processing techniques. Then we will have supervised learning techniques. Then we will have unsupervised learning techniques. That will be your whole syllabus and designed by myself. And then next thing, uh, in every lecture, you will get some assignment. So I'd like to suggest that you all go through the assignments, and you will need to post by the end of the lecture. Means today is like 10, 11:30 to I think 1:20. We have the class period, right? So after discussion of few topics, I'll give some assignment that you can complete within half an hour. And after that, you will send me the assignment. I'll go through it. Right? Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then let's start. I'm sharing the screen. I hope you can see my screen now. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
So as I have said, I'm going to discuss few things about the data. So to go into the details of it, first we need to discuss this part, that is data warehouse architecture and characteristics, right? So you all know that data's continued exponential growth poses something of a paradox. The more data we have, the greater our chances for conversion. But due to its volume, increased data becomes more problematic for analysis. So, what's actually going on? You all know that data is increasing day by day. You may consider either any big vendors like Facebook, WhatsApp. Everywhere you will see that the data is growing in an exponential manner, right? So what would happen when it grows like that? Then our normal traditional techniques, with the help of that, we can't analyze those data, right? So we have to organize it in such a way, we have to model in such a way so that we can find in that inside of those data so that we'll analyze it in terms of business analytics point of view. Okay, like suppose if you are considering some Facebook data, you need to find a particular person profile out of those millions profiles, millions and billions of profiles. Then how that searching can be conducted within, say, microseconds. So you all know. Do you have any idea what type of searching techniques Facebook uses? फेसबुक में हम क्या सर्चिंग टेक्निक यूज करते हैं? किसी को भी पता है?
No, sir.
I hope you heard about graph. ग्राफ के बारे में सभी लोगों ने सुना होगा. तो in Facebook, we use some graph-based searching techniques. We'll go into details of it, don't worry. But why I'm citing here that with the help of those graph-based searching techniques, within microsecond, we may find out that specific profile that we are looking at. And how it becomes possible? Because the data is being stored, is being organized in such a way that you can efficiently conduct those feature searches out of that data. Okay, you can out of the data you will find that specific means data that you are looking for. So one such technique is data warehouse. ठीक है, data warehouse भी एक ये you can say that the way you are going to organize the data in such a way that from those data stored in the data warehouse, you can easily make some decisions regarding some business point of view. जो बड़े बड़े companies, suppose IBM, say that's just like I have given the examples of Facebook. ये data warehouse use करके क्या करते हैं? From the business point of view, मतलब किस ट्रेंड से उसका business profit, either gain or loss, we can analyze those facts. So you can say that data warehouse is the key to solving this paradox. The paradox is what? The exponential growth of the data. That is raising a very big problem. Okay. So for effective analysis, we have to actually use this organization. Organization means data warehouse techniques. So how you will define data warehouse? Have you heard about warehouse before?
Yes, sir.
What is that?
Where the consignments get ready or are being stored before sending. Like Flipkart,
Right.
Amazon, they all use this.
All those online shopping vendors, they use these specs. But when we talk about warehouse in our common sense, in our day-to-day lives, then what does it mean by this term? जब हम डे टू डे सेंस में जब ये warehouse यूज करेंगे, उसका मतलब क्या होता है?
So it's a
सुना होगा आप
storage
लोगों ने.
place. Storage place.
Storage. Right. That is a storage place. Next thing that हम क्यों ये storage place use करते हैं? Why we use this storage place?
So it is a common center where huge volume of commodities can be placed together so that accessing will become easier.
Yeah, accessing will be easier, and from that accessing means easier access of those particular object that you are storing in that warehouse. Okay, that of course no doubt going to help your business accessibility, right? So similarly, in the case of data warehouse also, we store those data in such a way that we can easily access those data. Then we will perform an analysis on that, right? So if we have been asked about the definition of data warehouse, then how we will define? We'll define these as repositories. I hope you all heard about this term, repository, right? So data warehouses are repositories of high volume information. Next thing, that they are centralized stores of all data a company may generate, formed by relational databases and designed for query and analysis. Data warehouse allow for quick, accurate access to structured data via predefined queries. Now, you do remember that. I hope you all know about DBMS database. DBMS
Yes,
database जानते हैं सब लोग, right?
yes, yes, sir.
वहाँ हम क्या करते हैं? What we actually do in that, in those with the help of those DBMS?
Basically, data are stored on it, and then some kind of relations are set up so that the accessing of the data will become easier.
Right. Here also I have defined data warehouse as some repositories and some store where we can store the data for easy access for some analysis. Then is there any difference between these two terms, data warehouse and DBMS? Are you getting my question? What I have asked?
Yes, yes. I think there is a difference. It is a huge differences there.
So
Okay.
it is not mandatory that in warehouse we have to keep the data in a structured way, and there that certain rules has to be followed while warehousing the data. Like that we have to follow if we compare it with DBMS office. A certain amount of relationship needs to be established between data that has been stored in rows and columns format.
Right. Very good. Okay. So there do exist differences between data warehouse and DBMS. Few of them you have already cited, and others I will discuss. Okay. For that, you need to go through some technical terms that I will discuss. So I hope the definition is clear. The data warehouse, I'm defining it as a repository of high volume information. We are storing the data for some query and analysis that will perform in some future period of time, right? Now, utilizing data warehouse makes it simple to generate reports, run ad hoc queries, and extract near limitless streams of data that can be converted into meaningful business data. This is why these are the reasons why we use data warehouse. First thing, that to generate some reports, what are those reports? We'll see some ad hoc queries. You all know what does it mean by query. Query क्या होता है? With the help of query, actually we are requesting some information from the database. Now we are talking about data warehouse. Okay, so then some data we need to extract some data from that data warehouse. So with the help of this information, some business analytics will be done so that we'll have some meaningful business data कि business जो हमारा कंपनी है ये किस पैटर्न में ग्रो कर रहा है और किस एरिया में इसका प्रॉफिट ज्यादा हो रहा है या किस एरिया में particularly आपका losses ज्यादा हो रहा है. That's why we will say that data warehouse is nothing but a tool we use in the case of business analytics. And business analytics means to find out the trend, how the business is being growing, either in positive side or in the negative side, and the areas where particularly that positive or negative effect being localized, right? So I hope this definition is clear to everyone, right? So Now I come to the most popular definition of data warehouse from a person who can be considered as a father of this data warehouse definition, right? Right. He is Bill Inmon, and he defined data warehouse as a subject-oriented, integrated, time-variant, and non-volatile collection of data in support of management's decision-making process. ये जो definition है, you all have to remember. This is the real, or you can say the tactical definition of data warehouse. And this definition, actually, data warehouse definition is being given by many that means computer scientists, but the one from Bill Inmon is being considered by default as a definition of data warehouse. ठीक है? So ये default definition from the Bill Inmon says that a data warehouse is a subject-oriented, one technical term, then integrated, another one, time-variant, and non-volatile collection of data in support of management decision making process. अब ये जो terms हैं subject oriented, integrated, time variant, non volatile, ये सारे terms हम discuss करेंगे. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट इज जो मैंने अभी कहा आप लोगों को कि क्यों डाटा वेयर हाउस हम डिजाइन कर रहे हैं बिकॉज टू फाइंड आउट द trend of that particular company, the areas where we may see some positive or negative growth, right? और ये पॉजिटिव और नेगेटिव ग्रोथ का जब आपको आइडिया लगेगा तभी आप क्या कर सकते हो डिसीजन मेकिंग कर सकते हो राइट ये डिसीजन मेकिंग प्रोसेस ऑफ कोर्स लोअर लेवल ऑफ एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन में नहीं होता है दिस इज एक्चुअली कंडक्टेड upper level administration of that company. So actually sometimes this question is also asked in some competitive examination that data warehouse or decision making process है किस level में किया जाता है it is not at the lower level of administration. It is actually at the upper level of administration, like managers. Okay. So why they do that? To perform some decision making. कि हाँ ये जो product है ये particular product है इस particular period में suppose 2019 से 20 ये grow नहीं कर रहा है इसका profit ज़्यादा नहीं हो रहा है और कहाँ नहीं हो रहा है particular reason that is being also found out with the help of the data analysis from the data warehouse. But you have seen that why data warehouse is considered as a tool for management decision making process, right? Okay. So, thus I have told you that he is the person we can consider as the father of data warehouse. He's the one who has given this means definition of data warehouse. Okay, so you have to actually remember his name, William S. Inman, just shortly Inman. Okay, and he is American computer scientist. Now, just I told you few tactical terms: subject-oriented, integrated, time-variant, non-volatile. ये सारे technical terms मैंने आपको कहा. So let's see these technical terms in details, and that will actually give you an idea about the characteristics of data warehouse. यहाँ तक के सभी को समझ में आ रहा है is clear to all of you up to now, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So let's come to the data warehouse characteristics, and do remember that there's that question that I have asked you, that what are the differences that we have in between DBMS and data warehouse. The differences के बारे में आपको मैंने पूछा था कि DBMS और data warehouse में क्या differences हैं. These characteristics are the differences between data warehouse and DBMS, because these characteristics will be possessed only by the data warehouse, not by the DBMS. मतलब ये जो properties हैं what we are going to discuss, ये आपको data warehouse के लिए मिलेगा, but that DBMS are not going to satisfy these things. And at that particular point, we can say that data warehouse and DBMS are different from each other, right? समझ में आ गया मैंने क्या कहा जब भी आपको कुछ पूछेंगे कि डाटा वेयरहाउस और डीबीएमएस के बीच जैसे प्रभात ने कुछ स्पेसिफिक this बताया, that is correct. But when we define them, when we answer them technically, then we can mention these terms. Okay. So let's discuss them. The first one is time variant. So data warehouse is a time variant database which supports the business management in analyzing the business and comparing the business with different time periods like year, quarter, month, week and day. ठीक है, तो टाइम वेरिएंट क्या है? आपका जो डेटा warehouse है, that this data warehouse actually analyzing those particular data with respect to some particular time periods. यहाँ हम टाइम पीरियड्स की बात करते हैं, जैसे कि आपको मैंने कहा 2019 to 20, 2000 say 20 to 21, and since then I can say that from January to say March, April to say June, like that. Are you getting me? Or specifically, if I am talking about the month, then we can specify that either January, February, March, like that. Or sometimes we may also specifically stick to some particular date. तो जब भी हम data warehouse के बारे में बात करेंगे, then obviously some time period will be associated, right? So time period के बिना हम कुछ बात नहीं करेंगे. Whenever we speak about the data analysis in data warehouse, we actually stick to some time period. Is this clear? Is this clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's see that how they are related. See, this you can see that year, quarter, month, week. I hope that you all know what year, quarter, month, week ये सब तो पता है आप सभी को, ठीक है? याद रखना, whatever we are studying now, these all are practical aspects. सब practical aspects हैं, आपको ये सारे चीज practically सोचना होगा. देखो मैं डायरेक्ट डेटा माइनिंग पार्ट्स में आपको बता रहा हूँ. Why? Why I am discussing data warehouse? Because you have to have idea about what are data modeling techniques, what is actually data, what is this time variant. Okay, these facts you have to know. Then only you will understand the techniques of data mining. Okay, let me tell you one thing that we have some data mining technique books. Which book you are going to refer for these subjects? Can anybody have any idea about the book that you are going to refer? Do you have any idea that what book you are going to refer?
So far, no idea, because there are lots of books are available, and many foreign authors' books are there. So it's a bit confusing which book to go.
Okay. Okay, don't worry. I'll give you the title that you have to actually just for this particular course, but also that will help in your research. Okay, if your research is under this domain. Okay. So all
Okay.
three of you note down one book, Data Mining by Hanan Kember. Okay. So when you'll see the contents of that book, Data Mining by Han and Camber, you'll see that he or they also start with this data portion and the data warehousing portion rather than going into the techniques. Because the idea is that you have to know each and every fact related to the data, then only you go into the different techniques in. और याद रखना एक चीज मैं तीनों जन को बताना चाहूंगा, ठीक है? रिसर्च में सिर्फ टूल्स के ऊपर डिपेंड नहीं करना, ठीक है? डोंट जस्ट डिपेंड ऑन द टूल्स वी यूज टू इम्प्लीमेंट सम फैक्ट्स. Okay, and in tools you will find that already many techniques being already there built. But when you want to do or you want to conduct some good research, actually you have to analyze the algorithm. मुझे पास, आर यू गेटिंग मी? सो क्या होगा, आपको उस एल्गोरिथम को जानना होगा पहले, तभी आपको आइडिया लगेगा कि कौन सा पोर्शन है जिसमें आप वो चेंजेस ला सकते हो, जिसके जरिए उस एल्गोरिथम का परफॉर्मेंस बूस्ट कर सकते हो. सो while only analyzing the steps of an algorithm, then only you will get to know that at which portion this algorithm is actually lagging behind, and you may target that portion specifically, and then only you can bring some ideas to boost the performance of that particular algorithm, right?
Yes.
So so this is the case when you are working with some existent algorithm. And in next case, when you are proposing your own algorithm, then you know that how actually how you have to implement that. To implement that, you should have better idea about how the steps going to work. Okay, so that's my suggestion to all of you. Don't just depend on the tools. Yeah, tools you have to use. Tools to आपको use करना ही है. But before that, whatever the algorithms you are going to employ, you need to conduct a proper study on that. Right. This is the very beginning of your PhD career, PhD period. Okay, so that's why I have told these facts to all of you. So मैं क्या बोल रहा था आपको कि ये जो data warehousing है, this actually stick to time period, and time period means you have seen that these are products, and that is quarter one, quarter two, quarter three. That is the revenue generated with respect to each product. So you will see that this product X2 revenue is high in the quarter Q2, right? So इसी तरह हम वो data warehouse के data से with respect to some time periods we will come to some decision that हाँ ये जो X2 प्रोडक्ट है इस क्वार्टर टू में मतलब ये इसका जो ग्रोथ हो रहा है इसका जो ज़्यादा प्रॉफिट दे रहा है किस क्वार्टर में दे रहा है ये Q2 में दे रहा है तो next year also we will release more number of X2 products in that particular quarter to that particular location where the growth being observed, right? So I hope this time variant property is clear to everyone. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So sometimes I need responses because this is the online platform. I doubt that how could I know that I'm talking to someone human being or not, right? So इसलिए response देते रहिए. So
Yes,
मैं
sir.
very
Very
good
true,
feel.
sir.
Definitely, sir. Sir, I can understand, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Next technique that this facts that you need to about the time variant is that the day name, day number in week, day number in month, day number in year, like this thing. These are the attributes of time. Okay. So next technique, or I can say the next property I have to discuss regarding this data warehouse is the non-volatile. Do you have any idea about this term? What does it mean?
Data is permanently stored.
Data is
Data stored here is permanent.
right. Very good. So Zika say that data is when data is permanent, we say that this is non-volatile. What about you two? Are you agree with that or not?
Yes, it's a non-volatile means it is only read only. You cannot alter the data.
Very good. Okay, so actually that's the meaning of non-volatile. So how this term is related or associated to this data warehouse is that whenever you put some data in the data warehouse, that becomes non-volatile. But means what? That is kind of permanent, right? So you are not going to erase that. So that's why this is needed. In DBMS, at this point also in DBMS, we used to delete the data, we used to edit. Okay, but these things we are not going to do in the case of data warehouse. समझ में आ रहा है आपको क्या difference में बता रहा हूँ where this DBMS and data warehouse differs from each other, right? Also in the case of time variant, okay, DBMS is not stick to some time period, but the data warehouse is take to some time periods. Okay, in time period in nature. Similarly, this non-volatile property also. This is in case of data warehouse only. So non-volatile means that previous data is not erased when new data is entered in it. और ये क्यों करते हैं हम देखेंगे, ठीक है? So we mean say read only and again we are using the term period wise. Okay, this also helps to analyze the historical data and understand what and when happened. It does not require transaction process recovery and concurrency control mechanism. I hope you all are aware with the DBMS techniques. DBMS में हम जब transaction करते हैं तो जब concurrent transaction हो जाते हैं आपका तो उस techniques we have to employ to control that concurrency. Otherwise, data consistency that may be violated. These facts you know or not? सभी को आइडिया होगा शायद इस ट्रांजेक्शन डाटा
Yes, sir.
ट्रांजेक्शन और
Yes, sir.
ठीक है बट
Yes,
यहाँ
sir.
ऐसा कुछ नहीं हो रहा है तो ये planning है what don't employ such concurrency control mechanism because what happens we are only periodically refreshing the data. Our data is read-only mode, so we are not going to erase or edit those data. So that's why they are not going to need this type of mechanism. Now, as I have said that this is read-only, so we have to know that what type of operations, or I can say the data operations we use to perform in the data warehouse. ठीक है क्या क्या ऑपरेशंस हम एक्चुअली डाटा वेयरहाउस में जो डाटा रखा गया है उसके ऊपर क्या करते हैं परफॉर्म करते हैं राइट तो activities like delete update insert which are performed on an operational application environments are omitted in data warehouse environment तो आपको ये चीज तो समझ में आ गया कि क्यों हम omit कर रहे हैं तो ये delete ऑपरेशन है update ऑपरेशन है insert you all know that in the DBMS we have we have DML, we have DCL, right? सभी को ये पता होगा आप लोगों को कि DML क्या टेक्निक्स होता है, DML क्या है, ठीक है? डाटा मैनिपुलेशन लैंग्वेज इसके अंदर क्या क्या कमांड्स हम रखते हैं सिमिलरली DDL है हमारे पास सिमिलरली वी हैव DCL बट यहाँ जो है इन केस ऑफ डाटा वेयरहाउस वी आर एक्चुअली omitting these operations. अगर हमने ये सारे ऑपरेशन omit कर दिए omit कर दिया मतलब क्या है वी आर नॉट परफॉर्मिंग दिस ऑपरेशंस राइट So, what type of operations actually perform in data warehouse? This question may be asked in competitive examination. Okay, it's asked already. So, you have to know that we actually perform two types of data operations. They are data loading and data access. Right? Data loading and data access are the two types of operations that we perform in data warehouse.
Sir, sorry to interrupt. Sir, I have a
Yes.
doubt.
Yeah.
Sir, if like insert is not, if insert is omitted, then how data loading is done in data warehousing?
Data loading, that is. Actually, that is known as data loading. Okay. Insert means what? You have created some database and insert operations that you are performing stick to that. But in this case, actually, you will get to know about this in later when I will discuss the pre-processing part and then how those being inserted we insert this data. Don't confuse it. Here, whatever the operation is, I'm talking about that insert. आप लोगों को ये DBMS में मिला होगा शायद ये commands मिला था शायद delete, update and insert. अब जो मैं operations की बात कर रहा हूँ ये insert operation of DBMS की बात कर रहा हूँ, right? जो यहाँ हम actually insert को insert operation नहीं बोल के हम बोलते हैं data loading.
Okay, sir.
Is this clear, Prabhat?
Yes, yes.
अब ये क्यों बोलते हैं I will also discuss these things. Okay. क्योंकि डायरेक्ट हम डाटा इंसर्ट नहीं कर देते यहाँ डाटा इंसर्ट डीबीएमएस में जैसे करते हो और यहाँ डाटा वेयरहाउस में जैसे करते हो इन दोनों पे there are some differences. So that's why we cannot say that we are inserting the data into the data because some architectures are there and in those architectures some steps are there that you have to properly follow for that insertion process. So mere calling it insert operation will be violating the rules of data warehouse. That's why we are calling it data loading. I hope this point is clear to everyone, right? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, next thing, why the data is static in data warehouse? Ye question I'm asking it to now because whatever the topics that I have discussed now, with the help of that, you can answer this question that ये जो data warehouse में data है, why it is static? What will be your point of view regarding that?
So because it is only read only, that's why it is static.
Okay, Prabhat has given his opinion, right? What about the others?
So basically, in warehouse is actually we are just only for loading the data and just to access it, access the data. So here, since the data are already, as Prabhat said, it is read-only data. Therefore, the data considered as static.
Okay, good try. Then, Jrika, what according to you, why data is static? Just you don't need to worry about it. Just give your opinion. Here we are actually discussing because now you are scholars, you are not students. Do remember it. You are research scholars, right? So हम discuss कर रहे हैं जैसे हम research में कुछ discuss करते हैं right that in that way we are actually discussing. So you can give your own opinion regarding that.
Because the data store here is like permanent and it doesn't change.
Right. So you all know that the answer. Very good. This means that whatever I have discussed, that is clear to you. So data is static because you already got the term non-volatile, right? Means once the data is entered, it does not reflect to the change which takes place at operational database. So that's why we call it as static. ठीक है ट्रेडिशनल डेटाबेस में आप जितने बार चाहो जब भी चाहो ठीक है कभी कभी आप इंटेंशनली ट्रिगर आई होप यू हैव हर्ड अबाउट ट्रिगर राइट ट्रिगर सुना होगा आप लोगों ने
Yes, sir. Introduction trigger mechanism.
यस वेरी गुड तो हम कुछ भी करके we have a lot of techniques to change it right so someone's our own means designs techniques some are some event based techniques but that is not in the case of data warehouse. So that's why we call that data in a data warehouse is statics. Okay, some facts that it generates artificial keys or surrogate keys to store the history. A surrogate key generated series of numbers. It requires more disk space. Forget about these facts right now, but the answer is very clear to you that we are not going to change the data that we have placed in the data warehouse. So this means that this is not volatile, non-volatile. So that means that it is not going to be erased. So that's why it's a kind of static in nature. Right. The next property I'm going to discuss is that integrated. Okay. So up to now we have discussed two properties. One is time variant and another is non-volatile. The third property is integrated. So जैसे मैंने अभी आप लोगों को कहा कि यहाँ डायरेक्ट हम इंसर्ट करने की बात तो कर नहीं रहे हैं ठीक है तो यहाँ क्या हो रहा है what actually happening here is that we are collecting the data from different sources right मैं insert की जगह पे क्या यूज कर रहा हूँ we are collecting the data from different sources then we'll integrate data okay so that we can place them at one place. That's what the term integrated mean. Okay, integrated means what? We are collecting the data from different sources. So इसका मतलब क्या हो रहा है आप कहीं से भी आप data collect कर रहे हो so like your operational systems your own systems like suppose some flat files okay so ये data metadata और उसको हम कहाँ store करते हैं आपका data warehouse. So that's why we are actually integrating data from many different sources. So we actually not depend only single source of data. We are actually depending on multiple sources of data. When we have completed, collected those data, we then go for integrating those data, and that takes the form of metadata in data warehouse. Right. So a data warehouse is built by integrating data from various sources of data. Okay. In addition, it must have, thank you. Uh, In addition, it must have some reliable naming convention, format, and codes. Integration of data warehouse benefits is effective analysis of data. So you just tell me whether this term integrated is clear to you or not. क्यों हम integrated term data warehouse में use कर रहे हैं?
Yes, sir, it is clear, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So at this pack also, at this point also, you will see the difference between DBMS and data warehouse. DBMS में आप क्या करते हो? You just create the database, right? If it is RDBMS, you will create some what? Tables, right? Relations. ऐसा तो नहीं हो रहा है ना, you are collecting these things and you are just storing it. You are actually creating some database. You have, then after that you insert some data into that those tables or relations you have created. No, this is not happening in the case of data warehouse. In the data warehouse, we are actually integrating already some data are there in different sources, and we are just collecting from data from those different sources, and then we are integrating. This also answers the question being asked by Fawad. I hope now this is clear to you. Right.
Yes, sir.
Next property I would like to discuss, that is subject oriented. ठीक है? So अभी तक हमने देख लिया whatever I have discussed. First one, time variant. Second one, non-volatile. Third one, integrated. And the fourth one, subject oriented. What is this? What does it mean by subject oriented? तो ये टर्म से ही आपको समझ में आ रहा होगा कि ये जो डेटा वेयरहाउस में डेटा होगा, ये किस टाइप से हम ऑर्गेनाइज करेंगे with respect to some subjects. From the term itself, it is very clear that the data we are going to store, we are going to organize in a data warehouse, that is a kind of what pattern following the subjects. So what are those subjects? आप कोई भी company देख लो, you can consider any, you may consider any company, you'll see that different verticals are there, right or no? Like sales, marketing, distribution, ये सब होता है कि नहीं होता है company में? Yes or
Yes,
no?
sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
So हम जो data ये collect करते हैं, तो this actually follow these subjects. Means from the sales, we will collect some data, right? From the marketing, we are collecting some data. From the distribution means actually this is to some locations also. We are collecting those data. So we are going to organize the data in a data warehouse with respect to those specific subjects. But can you tell me what type of benefit we'll get by organizing this data with respect to those subject or subject specific organization? Are you getting my question? Yes.
Yes, so accessing of data will become faster because while accessing, you know where you have to go and what kind of a data you are going to.
Right. Okay. And next, anyone else wants to try?
So informed decisions can be made. Analysis can be made easy. The process of analysis can be made easy.
Very good. Right. So, देखो, सबसे पहली बात is you will get that when in your own PC, when you create some specific folders and you store specific files in those specific folders, and you give some names to that specific folder. Yeah, this is a folder for song, this is a folder for research, this is a folder for suppose work, like that. So आपको जब भी कुछ work से related file चाहिए होगा तो आप कौन सा folder में जाओगे? Direct work, right? Whenever you need some files from specific to work, then you directly go to that work file, right? So यही नहीं करके आप what you if you do, suppose you have created one folder, you are putting all the files, either songs, your work means research works, or your the working in some files, you are putting all these things into one folder. Is this going to help you, or the first is going to help you?
The first one.
Of course, the first one, because see, in one folder you are putting all the files, so it takes time to find out your specific files. But now you are organizing folder specific subject wise. So in that way, in the data warehouse also, when we organize the data with respect to some subjects, what would happen? We can make specific decision making with respect to that specific subject. Yeah, sales mein itna hua hai. In sales, this type of trends we can observe. So with that help of those particular specific information, we can make the decision making process easier and efficient. So that's why data warehouse follows this trend, subject oriented, right? So is this point clear to everyone? Subject oriented.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Jika, are you getting this clear or not?
Yes, sir.
So now, as I have said that in every lecture we go through in that way. Means first portion of this lecture I'll discuss some facts, and next portion I'll give some assignment. You don't need to worry about the status of the assignment. This will help you, no doubt. So today also I'll give you question in the group where which you all try to solve or means write answers to that question and submit it by 1:30. Is it okay to everyone?
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
So that's it. You'll get the question in the group. Thank you. We'll meet in the next
If
one.
you can presentation also.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Have a good day.
So, so am I audible?
Ah, yeah, you already did.
So, actually, I'm a bit confused from where to start and what to do in PhD. Like, I'm getting lots of subjects in PhD. So, like in the first semester, what we need to do, क्या पढ़ना है, start करना है, समझ में नहीं आ रही.
Very good question. See, Jika. So in PhD actually, uh, just you have done MSc, MTech. In those particular courses, you have been given a lot of subjects, and you have to give focus on all the subjects, but not to an extent that is required in PhD. In PhD, you have to target one subject, but you need to go inside of it, in depth of it, okay, to a extent that you know that that is not that actually not has a limit. यहाँ पीएचडी में आपको सारे सब्जेक्ट नहीं पढ़ना है, ठीक है, साफ साफ बोलूँ आप लोगों को, ठीक है। अलग अलग गाइड है, आप लोग जिसके भी जो भी गाइड आप लोगों ने चूज किया होगा अभी तक के, आप लोगों ने गाइड तो चूज कर लिया होगा, ठीक है। फर्स्ट टेक में आप लोग को
नहीं,
ये बोल सकता हूँ,
एक्चुअली गाइड सर, गाइड अभी तक तो असाइन नहीं हुई है अभी।
असाइन नहीं हुआ होगा, बट आप लोगों ने मतलब ये तो डिसाइड किया होगा ना कि इसके अंदर करना है और क्या है, ये तो मतलब कोई कोई एक जन होगा जिसके साथ आप टास्क में रहे होंगे, राइट? ऑफिशियली इट इज नॉट असाइन,
तो
बट आपको यस
सर एक्चुअली अभी तक तो इट्स क्लूलेस बिकॉज किसी के साथ इंट्रोडक्शन हुई नहीं, तो दिस इज सेकंड क्लास, सो आई हैव नो आइडिया एग्जैक्टली सर।
देखिए ये मैं जो भी बोल रहा हूँ ना,
हाँ
whatever
जी
I'm
सर।
talking, it's not official, okay? ये मैं what I we did in our PhD time, PhD में आपको गाइड के बहुत क्लोज रहना है, ये चीज ये याद रखना आप सभी जन, ठीक है। यू हैव टू बी वेरी क्लोज विथ योर गाइड, ओके, यू हैव टू फॉलो द गाइडेंस प्रॉपरली। और सेकेंड चीज ये है कि आपको ये चीज डिसाइड करना होगा। यू ऑल नो द स्पेशलाइजेशन ऑफ द faculties we have in our SCS, we have in SCET, ठीक है। तो वो प्रोफाइल के बेस पे आपका इंटरेस्ट जिसमें लाई कर रहा है, अकॉर्डिंगली यू नीड टू चूज योर गाइड, राइट। असाइनमेंट जो ऑफिशियली होगा वो तो आपको ऑफिशियली करेंगे, जो भी ये है। बाकी कोई एग्जाम से आप रेगुलर टास्क में रहो, ठीक है। ये मैं आप लोगों को इनऑफिशियली ये चीज बता रहा हूँ। सेकंड चीज जो जूहिका ने क्वेश्चन पूछा था, मैं उसका भी आई वुड लाइक टू give my suggestions on that, put my suggestion on that. Okay. So what will happen in PhD, Juhika,
Yes, sir.
Prabhat and Mainul, all of you do remember that आपको ऐसा नहीं है कि ये जो हमारा कंप्यूटर साइंस में 18 सब्जेक्ट्स हैं वो सारे सब्जेक्ट्स को पढ़ना है, ठीक है। साफ साफ बता रहा, आपने जो मास्टर डिग्री तक किया, आपने नेट क्वालिफाई किया, गेट क्वालिफाई किया, जो भी किया, तब तक ये बात अलग था कि आपको वो सारे 18 सब्जेक्ट्स पढ़ना पड़ा था और उसके बाद आपको वो आंसर लिखना होता था। यहाँ ऐसा नहीं है। यहाँ आपको एक सब्जेक्ट चूज करना है और उस सब्जेक्ट के डिटेल्स में जाना है, इनसाइट में जाना है, एवरी कॉर्नर आपको चेक करना है। और कभी कभी ये हो जाता है, जैसे आपको मैं सपोज इफ आई एम गोइंग टू साइट एन एग्जांपल फ्रॉम मशीन लर्निंग, ठीक है। तो मशीन लर्निंग में भी आप देखोगे सुपरवाइज टेक्निक्स हैं, अनसुपरवाइज टेक्निक्स हैं, ठीक है। तो कोई एक पर्सन आपको ये जो ब्रीफ आइडिया ये तो होना चाहिए, यू हैव टू नो दैट व्हाट इज सुपरवाइज टेक्निक, व्हाट इज अनसुपरवाइज टेक्निक्स, ओके। जो मैं ये क्लासेस में ही पढ़ा दूंगा आप लोगों को। बट in PhD, it is not possible that you will go through all the unsupervised techniques or all the supervised techniques. It's not possible. You have to properly conduct a review. Out of that, what would happen? You need to find out those techniques where actually your interest lies, and then you need to find out the means disadvantage, or you can say that the problems associated with those techniques. तो ये इतना मैं टेक्निकली नहीं बताऊंगा, नहीं तो जूही का डर जाएगी, है ना। तो मैं सिंपली ये बताऊंगा कि आपको एक पर्टिकुलर सब्जेक्ट में फोकस करना है, ठीक है।
Yes, sir.
जैसे मेरे केस में क्या था, मेरा केस में मैं मशीन लर्निंग में था, तो मशीन लर्निंग का जितना भी ये था मैं कर लिया था, ठीक है। मतलब प्रीलिमिनरी कर लिया था। उसके बाद मैं आ गया था अनसुपरवाइज टेक्निक्स में। उसके बाद मेरा कंप्यूटर विजन, ठीक है। तो कंप्यूटर विजन का एक पार्ट में जिसमें मैंने वर्क किया था। तो ये सारे एरिया जो मेरा था, 2-3 एरिया जो मैंने किया था, उसमें मैं इन डेप्थ में स्टडी किया था। मैंने ऐसा नहीं किया कि वो सारे 18 सब्जेक्ट्स को लेके बैठ गया और उसको स्टडी करने लग गया ना। आई हैव नॉट डन दैट, बट व्हाट particular area I have chosen, I have gone into inside of it, like machine learning, unsupervised techniques, and then the computer vision. तो सिमिलरली आपको डरना नहीं है, आपको क्या करना है, एक पर्टिकुलर एरिया चूज करना है। जैसे आपका जो है ना जी का, यू
Yes,
फर्स्ट
sir.
देखो डिजिटल इमेज प्रोसेसिंग, उसका जो फेस रिकॉग्निशन है, जो ये सारे चीज कंप्यूटर विजन के ही अंदर आते हैं। ये आपको चूज करके इसको पढ़ना है बस, ठीक है। पहले वो स्टडी करना, ठीक है।
Yes, sir.
और वहां पे हम डाटा माइनिंग टेक्निक्स लगाएंगे, तो इसीलिए डाटा माइनिंग टेक्निक्स का आइडिया आपको होना चाहिए। तो स्टेप
Yes.
वाइज, क्योंकि यू नो पीएचडी ऐसा नहीं है कि कल ही हो जाए, तो आपको स्टेप वाइज मतलब ये चीज सीखना है। PhD is a kind of training. It's not a like of the other courses that you have to appear tests or like, no, no, this is not happening in PhD. The kind of training that you have to train yourself with respect to a particular area, right?
यस सर। सर अभी फर्स्ट सेम में हम लोग को 4 सब्जेक्ट्स दिए गए हैं, तो ये सेमेस्टर वाइज कोर्स डिवाइड किया गया है, तो एट द एंड कैसे इवैल्यूएशन होगा, लाइक फर्स्ट अभी।
देखो देखो देखो, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल ये सब सिर्फ कोर्स वर्क, ठीक है।
यस सर।
दिस इज नॉट योर पीएचडी। अगर मुझे पूछोगे, ठीक है, मैं पहले ही बोल रहा हूँ, जो भी मैं आप लोगों को बोल रहा हूँ, मेरा अपना सजेशन बोल रहा हूँ। ये आई थिंक इट इज नॉट, इट मे नॉट बी सजेशन फ्रॉम द एससीएस साइड, बट मैं जो आपको बोल रहा हूँ ये सुन लो। दिस इज नॉट पीएचडी, these are some subjects, simple subjects that class 12 plus students can also learn. Research methodologies, research techniques, ये सब कुछ statistical techniques है। ये पीएचडी नहीं है आपका, ये कुछ सब्जेक्ट्स हैं जिसको आपको पढ़ना है। इसमें कुछ मार्क्स मिलेगा और कुछ अटेंडेंस की बात आएगी, हो जाएगा ये काम।
ओके सर।
आपको पीएचडी अलग जो करना है, वो उस सब्जेक्ट में ध्यान देना है। मैं अगर आपको टाइम रेशियो बताऊंगा तो 8:10 में 8% जो है ना, वो 8 सिर्फ उस पर्टिकुलर सब्जेक्ट में ध्यान देना, और 2% ये, because this is made mandatory by UGC that you have to go through this coursework part,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes,
हाँ,
sir. So I'm asking that at the end of the semester, how the evaluation would be done? Like,
evaluation, हाँ,
we would be given to like हमें कुछ presentation देना पड़ेगा या at the end कुछ वैसे.
डोंट वरी, ये सारे चीज मैंने बोल रहा हूँ ना आपको। प्रेजेंटेशन, हाँ, प्रेजेंटेशन जो आपने बात किया वो देना पड़ेगा आपको, वो स्पेसिफिक टू योर रिसर्च टॉपिक। आपने, आप लोगों ने शायद इंटरव्यू के समय पे एक कुछ प्रेजेंटेशन दिया था, राइट? आपने भी दिया था,
Yes.
मैनुअल ने भी दिए थे, और प्रभात, आर यू देयर? प्रभात, प्रभात आई
Yes, sir.
थिंक यू
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, no, I'm there, sir.
ओके, नो प्रॉब्लम। सो वो जो आपने दिया था, इस टाइप का कुछ प्रेजेंटेशन होगा, कुछ पीरियड वाइज। उसमें आपको स्टिकली, मतलब जो आपने टॉपिक चूज किया है, प्रॉब्लम डिफाइन किया है, उससे रिलेटेड प्रेजेंटेशन देना है, और उसको बोलते हैं प्रोग्रेसिव रिपोर्ट। ओके, प्रोग्रेसिव प्रेजेंटेशन, ठीक है, दैट इज अ डिफरेंट थिंग। और अभी जो ये सारे सब्जेक्ट है, ये बस सीखो आप लोग। बाकी इस ये एज पर द यूजीसी करिकुलम और एज पर द यूजीसी गाइडलाइंस यू हैव टू
Yes.
अपीयर। बट रियल पीएचडी तब स्टार्ट होगा जब आप अपना प्रॉब्लम डिफाइन करोगे और उसमें काम करोगे, ठीक है? वो अपना अपना रियल पीएचडी है, ये मान लो, ठीक है? इसमें तो ये बाकी सारे जो सब्जेक्ट है, जैसे कि आपका शायद रिसर्च मेथोडोलॉजी होगा, या तो कंटेंट राइटिंग होगा, ये इसमें आपको ये सिखाया जाएगा कि आपको कैसे रिसर्च पेपर या थीसिस लिखना है, या तो
Yes,
क्या
sir.
क्या स्टैटिस्टिकल टेक्निक्स हैं, ये सब सिखाया जाएगा। जो एक नॉमिनल है, जो सभी को आना चाहिए, राइट? ठीक है, अभी थोड़ा सा डर हट गया कि नहीं, बताओ।
Yes, sir.
Don't worry. See, in PhD, one thing is very necessary. That is patience. हम रिसर्च पेपर सेंड करेंगे, रिपोर्ट आएंगे 2-3 महीने, कभी कभी 6 महीने भी लग जाए, तो कुछ कुछ केस में आपको पेशेंस की बहुत जरूरत पड़ेगी, ठीक है? बाकी कुछ नहीं है। गाइड के
Yes, sir.
पास में रहोगे, गाइड आपको प्रॉपरली गाइडेंस देंगे, ठीक है? तो इसीलिए यहाँ पीएचडी में सबसे जो मैटर करते हैं वो है आपका गाइड और आपका अपना वर्क और डेडिकेशन, नथिंग एल्स। Now I hope,
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Motivation के लिए.
thank you, welcome. So I hope I can end this lecture now, and I will give an assignment. Please try to submit it to my email ID, that is divyajyotibora@kaziranga university.in. Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.